Welcome to Safe Passage for Children of Minnesota. I'm Rich Gehrman, the Executive Director of Safe Passage, and we are an all-volunteer citizen group advocating for improvements to Minnesota's child protection and foster care system, often referred to simply as the child welfare system. Volunteers are the key to our success. Last year, Safe Passage volunteers persuaded the Minnesota legislature to authorize a statewide study of child protection screening practices, and this was done by the highly regarded Office of the Legislative Auditor. When the auditor's report came out, it showed that standards for what is considered to be child maltreatment vary significantly across the state's 86 local child welfare agencies. And this means, in short, that whether you get protection as a child and how soon you get it depends a lot on where you live. The report also found that, contrary to Minnesota law, some local agencies are not keeping consistent records on child maltreatment reports that they screen out, that is, the ones they don't respond to. And this means they can't always tell how many times a child has been reported for maltreatment or be able to identify patterns of abuse and neglect. So looking ahead, our first goal is to get the legislative auditor's recommendations enacted into law so that children are protected equally across Minnesota, consistent with state law, and in time to prevent serious harm. Following that, we plan to advocate for new practices. Instead of just measuring how many times children are in the system or whether their cases are being processed on time, we also want to start measuring outcomes. Simply put, as a result of being in the child welfare system, are children doing better or worse? We can find out by using standardized instruments that measure a child's physical growth and development, cognitive skills, their mental health, their ability to relate to others, and how well they are recovering from trauma. Measuring results for children will help counties be more accountable and will also give them incentive to implement early intervention strategies and best program practices. And you can help make this happen. If you live in Minnesota, this is how it works. We train volunteers to present key statistics about child welfare to their state representative, their state senator, and county commissioner. And volunteers also tell their own stories and their own reasons why they are concerned about victims of child abuse. Usually volunteers visit their legislators in pairs or in small groups, which makes the process easier for less experienced advocates. And if you're not in Minnesota, you can still help in a number of ways, including grant writing, web content, research, and organizing volunteers. If you are interested in improving the lives of child abuse victims, click on the Volunteer tab on this website and find out more about how you can help. And thank you for your support of Minnesota's most vulnerable children.